This girl was raised Catholic, but she didn't believe in anything other than church was a waste of time and Sundays were the worst day of the week. At age 11, this girl witnessed her mother, the woman she idolized, looked up to, crumble and break underneath the pressures of a divorce that her 11-year-old mind just couldn't even fathom at the time. After she witnessed her mother attempt suicide after arguing with her, God was nothing more than just a myth to this little girl. The only truth that she believed was that her mother hated her so much that she'd rather be dead than live another day with her. The only comfort she found was not in God, but in a razor to the wrist and watching that dark red blood drain down the drain. When this lost, broken, empty little girl entered high school, she felt ostracized, alone, and numb. With scars on her wrist she tried to hide, she found some solace in theater, but that wasn't enough. She was still searching, waiting, but not knowing. She found friends that made her feel at home and accepted her, but she still felt empty. Then Jesus found her in the most peculiar way, through the concern of a junior Christian boy with a love for Christ so strong that she just wanted to know what this was all about. And so she went to church with him, and she was overwhelmed by the love that filled the room, the music that filled her ears, and the funny feeling in the pit of her stomach that she just never felt before. But this fulfillment was short-lived. When this broken little girl, now 16, came across a boy that made her believe that he was the only one that really loved her. But he also made her believe that everyone hated her and wanted her dead, told her things that opened up her scars and just broke her down. And then he took her by force, threw her to the ground, and whispered, "Baby girl, it's okay. I love you." And no matter how many times this girl screamed no, he said yes. And then he left her, dirty, abused, impure, used, abused, sinful. If God was real, why did he let this happen? Why did he let this happen? Her heart yelled, God isn't real. It only fills with hatred and evil. And she let this consume her. And like her mother, she failed to kill herself, so she took more solace in slits to the wrist. But then she came here, to San Jose State, and crew found her. They took her in, they embraced her, and she was overwhelmed with so much love, and she started feeling that weird feeling in the pit of her stomach again. Jesus had found her, and her knowledge and her love began to grow. And that weird feeling that she never experienced before came back. And when depression hit again, and she tried to hurt herself, she was overwhelmed by God's love. She realized that God did exist, and she was the only source of happiness that she ever needed. So she put down that knife and walked away from that life. She accepted Jesus Christ as her one and only Savior, and she was blessed with a family and friends that loved her, and a life that was fulfilled by God. Because that shame and that sin was taken away when Jesus cried on the cross for her. My name is Mariah, and this is how Jesus saved me. I love you too!
Let's make a team, make 'em say